All right, so I've got these templates to be able to make Google Apps Script web apps, and I can just copy the spreadsheet. So if I just go to one of the templates here, if I go to this peer template, if I just copy this, I should get, it's a pretty boring set of tabs, but I should get all of the Google Apps Script, which is sitting in here. So if we take a look at it, there's a bunch, right? There's a bunch of things in here. And so sort of the main code and then the messaging code to do some webRTC. I've got the main HTML, and then I've got different sets of divs for the admin and the user. This is just really setting up the web page. So this is just a bunch of test stuff. And this one works right now just fine. So if I go to show a test deployment, it works just fine. And then if we look at the admin version, yeah, I've just got some pretty boring layout here. And this template should really help me be able to make a whole new website. And I thought, well, why don't I just make an app sheet instead of an app script, an app sheet that lets me generate a new app when I'm trying to think about doing something. So what I want to do, I think, is what I want to do is go to my app sheet folder and make a new directory here and call it make JS app. Okay. So if I create that and come in here, I'm just going to make a spreadsheet. And I think what I want in here is apps. So it needs an ID and title. And then do I want peer, yes or no? Maybe a date time started. And then I want a URL. So this is the spreadsheet. Um, yeah, that'll do. And then I think I want, let's see, columns, I guess. Oh, sheets. So types of sheets. Do I care about sheets? What I'm thinking is, it could set up all of the sheets for me um, and associate them. I'm not sure what I want to do with the sheets yet, but well, let's see. So let's do ID. Let's do app. And so we'll grab the that, and then we'll say sheet. And then we can add a new one called columns. And what we can do is ID, we want sheet, which will be connected to the app. And then we'll do type, I guess. Yeah, I don't know if type is the right word. Maybe title. Because maybe I just want title. It's not header. So what I'm thinking is I can say, hey, I want a new app, and let's call it this. And do I want to use peer or not? So I have one template that uses the webRTC stuff that I've set up, and one that doesn't. And then it'll slap in a date time. And then once it's made, it can put in the spreadsheet URL here. And then when I make it, I can say, you know what? I want a new sheet. I want pictures. I want uh, Fitbit links. I want all kinds of stuff. And then here, when it makes a sheet, I can say, okay, well, in that sheet, I need these columns. And every time I build one, I can have a script that can just make it. So that ought to work fine. Let me title this make GS spreadsheet. That'll work. And then I want to come in here and I want to build an app sheet. So, oops, let's create an app. Me, please. Continue. Allow, that's fine. It usually builds it off the first tab, and I'm just going to want it to grab all the tabs here. So let's customize. Let's go to the data. Let's add sheets, and let's add the columns. And okay, so now they're added, and then we need to go through and just set a few things. So I want it to be the label is the title. I don't want to bother to show the ID because I just shut that off all the time anyways. The year is going to be a yes no. I wish they'd call it Boolean, but they call it a yes no. And the date time is going to be a date time. And we will just set it to now. Okay. So that'll just happen. And then spreadsheet is going to be a URL. And it's going to have some related sheets. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then the columns, I guess this is going to be, that's going to be sheet header. That will be the label. I'm not going to show the ID. Sheet is a ref. Header is text. That seems reasonable. Um, and then the sheets, I want it to be AppSheet is the label. I don't want to show the ID. Related columns. Yeah. That. Wait. Yeah, that's the sheet. Yeah. Okay. I think that should work. That seems pretty good. So now, I mean, all right. So let's just look at some views here. So let's make a new app. Title, peer, date, time, spreadsheet. Okay, so I'm going to go to the app form, and I don't care about the date time because it'll do that on its own. And I can't control the spreadsheet URL. It should just make its own. So that should do that. Okay. And then what do I want to do? I want to go to my apps. Let's just make a new one. Okay, so if we make a new one, test, we'll make it not peer, and we'll hit save. So that'll go into the spreadsheet. You can see that in the spreadsheet. Sitting here in apps, I've got a new one. Spreadsheet's blank. I'll write a script that I can grab that. But when I edit it, I want to be able to add sheets. I guess this will work. Yeah. Um, so let's say we added a images sheet. So save. And then let's do a uh, I guess that's okay. Images, how about um, fit? So I've got some Fitbit data. Okay, so now if you go over here, those sheets are in, they're attached to the app. It's got images and a Fitbits. And then when I look at it, I'm not sure if I like this. When I look at the images one, I want to add some columns. So let's add, how about image URL, and let's add a date time. I think that'll be nice. I want this to look better. So that's going to be these inline columns, right? Yeah, inline column there, this one. I just want this to only show, I just want to reverse it. There we go. Save. Okay, so let's go back to my apps and when I look at test. it's got these two. Oh, I want to change this one too. So that's the sheets inline manual like that. Save. Okay. So now when I go to apps and I say, okay, hey, test what you got. Okay, you have images and you have Fitbits, and the images has URL and date time. That seems pretty good. So what I need to do is write a script that can like create all of these things um, when I do it. And what's going to happen is it's going to grab the right template and then slowly add sheets. So let's see if we can figure that out. So inside of this same thing, I'm going to make a standalone Google Apps script. You have to do it as a standalone, otherwise Google Apps script can't, or sorry, Google Apps Sheet can't use the functions that I build in here. So I'm going to call my first function copy template, and I'm going to do here equals true. Um, and so then what I want is the two, let's see, let's use var template equals peer question mark. Peer question mark. All right, so let's grab my templates. Let's go to my start. Let's go to Google Apps Scripts, and then there's these templates down here. So this one, let's see, I want to copy the link. Okay. So I really just need the ID. Okay, that should do it. Otherwise, so that's with the peer. Otherwise, I want this one. Okay. So yeah, I don't have to share these with other people. Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna put that in here, paste, and I just want the ID. I'm not sure if I actually want the full URL. It'd be funny if after all I want the full URL. Let's see. Okay, then I want to var say template. Well, I can't remember. So if I do drive app dot is copy. I want to get file by ID. Okay, and then I'm going to put template ID. And then var new file equals template dot make copy. Let's see. Gets a list of all files with a given name. Replace the file name with your own. Not sure if I want to. Gets a list of all files in the Google Drive with a given name. That's weird. Replace the file name with your own. What? Let's just see what happens. Test of template copy. Okay, so let's just run this. Actually, let's see. New GAS project, AppSheet, so name. We'll be able to find it. Run this. I'm going to make a copy of that, and we'll have to go see where it puts it. Test of template copy. So let's run it. It's probably going to ask for permissions. And I'm going to say sure. And then here's the trick. You have to hit this and this to go to the unsafe and say, yep, it's just me. I'm just running this. And it has, wow, this should not take that long. Okay, it's done. Now let's see if we can find it. Search and drive test of template copy. There it is. Okay. So where does it think this is? It's sitting in Google Apps. So it put it in the same place. Okay, that's cool. That's good enough. So, awesome. So now, um, hold on. Let's see. I'm going to want to make a new folder and put it in the folder. So I think that I'm going to say folder equals test, here equals true. I think that'll work. So I want to do our parent folder equals dot drive app dot open get folder by ID. Okay, that'll work. Let's grab the ID of the folder I want to dump all this stuff in. I think I want to put it all in here. Google Apps Scripts. Yep, this is where I want to put it. Nope, in here. So I want this ID, copy, and just put it in here. Okay, so now I have the folder, and now I want new file dot move to parent folder. That should do it. Okay, and then let's return new file dot ID. No, dot get URL. Save. Okay, let's see if we can make that work. So, I want to do a new automation. Create my first automation. Create a new bot. Configure the event. Create a new event. New event. Let's call this new app. Okay. Event source apps when it is created. Okay. Yep. And then add a step. Let's run a task. Let's call a script. Let's grab what do I call that? New JS. That's close enough. Okay, we'll call that script. And the function I want to run is that. And the folder, I want it to be title. Cool. And the peer needs to be, what do I call it? Peer. Cool. Save. So return value, yes, please. Should return, I guess, a string. Yep, that's fine. Convert to text. And let's call this step get URL. And then grab this copy. And then we're going to add a step. And we're going to get a new step, run a task, run a data action, run a data action. Set spreadsheet to paste. Save. Okay. All right. So let's see if that works. So let's go to here and let's go to apps and let's create a new one. Create title. Made during video. And let's make it no. I don't want it to be appear. And let's hit save. And so it's running. And so Google is doing its thing on Google Drive. You can see in the orange here that it's something's happening. I don't know how long it's going to take. Claims to be done. And now if we go to apps and we go made during video, we should be able to see this spreadsheet. So if we go to it, oh, it didn't change the title. I didn't change the title, but is it in the right place? Uh, It's in Google Apps. That's weird. Huh. Let's see. Did Google Apps script, did it make a new folder? Why didn't it make a new folder? So something failed. Hmm. And it made these two copies. So it made the copy, but huh. So let's see if we go to executions. I wonder if there was any errors. Nope, no errors. So it should have make a copy, test of template copy. Well, that's first of all. Uh, oh, good Lord, I just didn't finish. Oh my God. So this should be folder, I guess. That should be folder. And then we need a new folder. Var parent folder dot make. How do I generate our new folder equals thrive at dot make create folder folder parent folder dot add new folder move to current folder. Okay, and the new file move to new folder. There. Okay, that should do the trick. I just didn't finish. Okay, so let's try this again. We'll go into here. We'll hit reload. Just no, I shouldn't have to reload. So apps. Let's make a new one. Let's try this test two during video, and let's make it not up here. And we'll hit save. Okay, so Google Apps or Google Drive is doing its thing. Google Apps Script is running its code, and we wait for the one to disappear. It's done. And then we can go into apps and we can go to the spreadsheet. It's called test two during video. Cool. It is currently in what folder? It's currently in test two during video. Yes. Okay. Seems to be in the right place. Is test two in video in here? Yep. So it's sitting in here. Sweet. Okay. So one of the things I realized is going to be useful. So I need another script to be able to do all of the um, I need to be able to make all of the various columns. Um, so to do that, I need another function. Function add sheet, and I need spreadsheet and sheet. Okay. And what I need to do is var spreadsheet. No. Um, spreadsheet equals spreadsheet app dot open by URL. No. Yes. Spreadsheet. Oh, that'll work. I can't call this spreadsheet. Uh, let's call this URL. Okay, so we'll get that. Cool. And then spreadsheet dot add create create get sheets insert sheet insert sheet. Okay, sheet name. Done. That'll do it. No. Yes. Save. Okay. So then over here, I want a new automation. Uh, Add a new automation. Create a bot. Oh my God, it didn't name this one? Create spread. There. Okay. So in this new one, configure event. Let's call this sheet. Okay. And it's when sheets has an add. Yeah. Yep, that'll do. Add a step. Create new step, which I will call sheet. Okay. And it's going to be calling a script from the same place. New JS. Okay. And whoa, does it say other? Oh, maybe I did some new things. Choose function, add sheet. URL is going to be, I think I called spreadsheet. It is app.spreadsheet. Okay, save. And the sheet name is sheet. Save. All right, save. That should do it. Okay, so let's go back to here, see if it works. So let's go to my apps. Let's go to the one that actually worked. And let's add a sheet. Call it images. Save. Okay, so it's running Google Apps Script. It claims it's done. Let's see if it did it. Yep, images is made. Sweet. Okay, so then I just need to add some columns to this, and it'll be ready to go. All right, so so function add column. It needs the URL. It needs a new column. So what I need to do is get this spreadsheet. So this same thing. Then I need to get the sheet. Spreadsheet. Um, uh, sheet by name. So I need to give it the sheet. Sheet. And then well, I guess I need to sheet dot get last last. Get sheet by name sheet. Here. It's not working. Ah. Data equals sheet dot get. Why isn't that working? Normally what I would say is once I have the spreadsheet, get sheet by name, get data range, but something is funky. Opens it by URL. And then get sheet by name. Is that not working? Why is the autocomplete not working? It means something is wrong. So I'm taking the spreadsheet and I'm getting the sheet by name. Yeah, that should work. I just want to know the last column. All right. Get last column. Get last column. Returns the position of the last column that has content. One or a zero. So get last column. All right, well, let's just try. I don't know why it's not auto-completing. When it doesn't auto-complete, it usually means something's wrong. But I'm just going to try it. Get last column. Okay. And then what I want to do is sheet.get range, first row, data plus one, set value, new column. That should do it. Save. All right, so that should add that column to that sheet. I'm very, very suspicious that this isn't going to work, but we'll just give it a shot. So I need a new automation. Of course, it didn't name this one. Rename, add sheet. Now I need a new one. Create a new bot, configure event, create new event. I'm going to call it add on. Okay. And it's when the sheet is, the column is added. Okay. Add a step. Create new step, which we will call a sheet. Make new column. Okay. And we want to call a script. And wait, oops. New US. Okay, to the function, add column, URL. This is sheet. It's in the sheet. Sheet. Oh, come on. Sheet dot app dot spreadsheet. Okay, that'll grab the URL. And the sheet is sheet dot sheet. Make sure that works. Save. And the new column should be whatever we're calling this. Header. Save. Yeah. There's no return value, it just does it. Yeah. Save. Okay. So we'll try it here. I think something's going to break, but we'll find out. So we'll go to apps. We'll go to test during video. We'll go to images, and we're going to add a column. We're going to call it image URL. Save. So it's running. Claims to finished. Let's see if it did it. Image URL. Sitting right there. Sweet. Let's add another one. Add big time. Sitting right there. Oops. Yeah. Okay. So that works. So now I have a just get rid of sheet one. I guess I can live with that. It's got nice images. Yeah. I need to figure out the deletes and stuff, but it should work. And then the cool thing is, if I go to app script now of this test, I should just be able to deploy it. New deployment. Let's see, this is the no peer. Yep, I didn't want any peers, so first time. There's no peer in here. Yep. So it's really only meant to run for me. Making the deployment. Not sure why this takes a while. And then done. I'm just going to run it as test so I can make some changes. Test deployments. It should basically look like that blue stuff that we had before. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it works. Man, it works.